day. Danny, glad you're here today. Welcome on the Clubhouse side. We got a brand new show today, and I'm glad you are here. Danny, glad you're here. All are here on today's Rundown with Ramon Show. As we get started, broadcasting on Clubhouse. Some have challenged me, Ramon, why don't you broadcast on Clubhouse as well and try that? So we're trying it and seeing it. Maybe it's needed, maybe it's not needed, but definitely streaming to Instagram, streaming to LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and X. Brand new show today on today's Rundown with Ramon Show. My day has been great the past 24 hours. We go live at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And of course, the show is archived across our podcasts and more. Yesterday was a beautiful day, spending some time with my niece and nephew. They had a new baby being born, and that baby was being born a few weeks ago. So it was great being with them and helping them in their baby, and kind of my wife mothering my niece and helping her along in her new mother roles. Again, dads, we have some roles and things we got to do as well, but it's just a bit different. Denny, what about you? You got kids, or will have kids, or want to have kids, or had kids, or support anybody who had kids? Denny, glad you're here today on today's brand new show. Denny, what about yourself? That says Danny has no sound on Clubhouse. That's cool.
Yeah, I've got two kids. One's 18, one's 11. So, but I'm not getting any sound on Clubhouse here.
Oh, you're not getting any sound. You know what, Denny? I'm on mute. That's why it was when I asked you if you had kids. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. Now you can hear me on Clubhouse, right?
Yep, loud and clear.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so I'm going to continue on the show, Rundown with Ramon Show. Thanks, Danny, for being here. Now you can hear me. Glad. Thanks for testing this. Hey, Alexandria Nicole, glad you're here today on today's brand new show, the Rundown with Ramon Show. So what I was saying was that yesterday I got to spend some time with my niece and nephew. They have a new baby, so my wife was there kind of being a mother to my niece, who's a new mother, and mothering her. And that's so important. Mothers teaching mothers how to be mothers. And I think that's a natural instinct, Alexandria. That's a natural instinct, Doris. But it's nice to have an older woman who's already birthed children, been there and been a mom, showing you kind of some ways of how to even be a better mother, to that nurturing to blossom into it. And I was there as well. And I was showing the dude how to be a good father. And basically I showed him by taking the remote, sitting on the couch, and my wife made some cake, and we had a lot of cake. I brought them some Spanish food, and we broke bread. So that was my role of teaching him now. But he's a good dude, and really just supporting his wife and holding that child and rocking that child and being a present father to his son. So welcome to a brand new day, Rundown with Ramon Show. My name is Ramon Ray. You can get to know me better at RamonRay.com. You can get to know me better at RamonRay.com. Let's begin today's version of the Rundown with Ramon Show. Welcome back. Carl Gray, good to see you. Carl, I saw a picture of you doing something somewhere. It looks so good, but you're doing a lot of content, so I don't remember exactly which one I saw, but just kudos to you, Carl. It's always good. It's amazing, Alexandria and Doris and Carl and Denny, when you see certain faces and it brings a smile to your face. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So welcome to today's Rundown with Ramon Show as we move on, streaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, X, and now Clubhouse, testing it out. We'll see how long I use Clubhouse. It could be more of a distraction for the show. Could not be needed, but what's nice about Clubhouse is people have an immediate way to give feedback and give interaction to you. So we're going to jump right into it. And really, this is about making your own stage, encouraging us to stop waiting, making our own stage and encouraging us all to stop waiting. There's been times in my life, and again, give me a second here. It's hard to do multiple things at once, but I want to have my screen not time out so much. Very good. Have my screen not time out so much while I'm here on Clubhouse. So there's been times in my life, and I wonder what you think, if you've gone through this, Carl, if you've gone through this, Karen or Doris, Alexandria, Denny, times in my life where I've been applying, where I've wanted to be somewhere, wanted something to happen, and it did not happen. Times in my life, Greg, where I was like, hey, pick me, and I wasn't being picked. I didn't take it as a bad way. I didn't take it as a bad thing. I didn't take it that people didn't like me or want me, or it wasn't racial per se. They didn't want men. They didn't want people with glasses. They didn't want guys with shaved head. Who knows? Number of reasons, but it's just sometimes you're not picked because there's no capacity. Sometimes you're not picked because you're not known. Sometimes you're not picked because there's so many people. They picked Alexandria. They picked Doris. They picked Denny. They picked Carl. They picked Karen. They picked Greg. And guess what? There was no room for Ramon. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. No, it's not bad. It just, That's sometimes how the dice falls. So what are we going to do about it? So there was a time in my life where I wanted to be on stages. I wanted to be picked, and I still want to be on stages. I still want to be picked. I still want somebody to say, Ramon, we choose you. We like that feeling. We still want that. Trust me, Karen still wants somebody to pick her and say, we want aging icons to work with us. Carl Gray still wants somebody to pick him and say, Carl Gray, help me with my book. Alexandra Nicole still wants somebody to pick her and join as a new member of EYG events. We still want these things to happen. Greg Becker still wants somebody to pick him and say, Greg, I want you as my business leadership coach. We still want these things to happen. This is a fact. We all want to be picked. But my message of the day today on today's Rundown with Ramon show is stop waiting to be picked. It's ironic because Breakfast with the Champions is going on right now in the quote-unquote main room, we'll call it that. They're talking to G.A. Pimpleton. He's deciding, should he have his own event? Should he have his own room? Should he do those things? Hey, Denny coming in on both sides here, Facebook and the Clubhouse app, as G.A. Pimpleton decides, should he do his own events or not? Now, doing your own events is not for everyone. I'm not some believer that somebody have to do everything, but I do say you're probably missing out. You can take your event to the next level for sure. You can take your brand rather to the next level by doing your own event or by doing something. And I'll dive into what that something is in a minute. But the key is, the message of the day is, when are we going to stop waiting? When are we going to stop sitting by the side of the road, waiting for somebody to pick us, waiting for somebody to recognize us, or as I often say, waiting for somebody to anoint you, and you should be anointing yourself? This is the thought of the day today. So a few reasons I want to jump into on the Rundown with Ramon show as I talk about make your own stage, stop waiting for somebody else to anoint you, anoint yourself as one. As I've shared with you, there's a time of my life, and I still do apply to speak at events, but that's kind of what I was doing. I was just waiting like a forlorn little boy, waiting for his, a high school crush to pick him, applying to speak at events and not being chosen. So in 2005, I dreamed to start my own event series called the Small Business Summit. We dreamed that in 2005 with my partner, Marion Banker. In 2006, we launched it, and we did that event over 10 years, maybe 14 years, over and over and over again. It brought hundreds and hundreds of people together in New York City, and that was one of the reasons why not sure if I am, but well known in the New York area, because this event series I started. Some years we broke even, some years we lost money, many years we made money. But it wasn't the financial profitability of the event itself that was a success. It put my brand on an entire different level. Hey, Javed, glad you're here today, Javed. Welcome on Clubhouse side. Now, it's important to understand that everyone is not gifted. Everyone is not gifted to have their own event, to produce their own event, to host. That's not everyone's gift. That's not what I'm saying for everyone. But I do say that there are ways that each and every one of us can seek to add value, that we can keep applying, keep adding value, and then see what you can do in your own lane. Maybe events is not for you. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe it's too big. You don't want to do it. You don't like a variety of ways. Now, events is powerful because there's nothing better than pulling people together. Nothing beats that, pulling people together in your own, under your own brand. But I wonder how many of you don't have a podcast and are delaying having your own podcast. I wonder how many of you have your own new email newsletter and delaying having your own email newsletter. How many of you are delaying, not having your own live show? How many of you are delaying, and not having your own small event? How many of you are delaying, and not having your own big event? So stage, when I say make your own stage, I don't necessarily mean a literal your own event. Hey, Sammy, welcome. But what I do mean is considering maybe it's time for you to do something of your own and stop waiting for somebody to pick you. Carl Grace says that here. I was just talking to a friend of mine about that today, and then the opportunity came. I love it. We're going to hear more about that in office hours. David is here. What's up, David Barnett? Honored, man. David Barnett is here, an expert in how to leverage the power of buying a business or selling a business to take your business to the next level. I think that's the David. Hey, David, glad you're here. Fortune favors the bold. And, of course, Dr. Will Moreland. Good to have you here, whose mother raised him right in all the beautiful ways, except one, The dude put sugar on grits, people, so he's got issues. Dr. Will Morin, love you, brother. Glad you're here today. Appreciate you being here. And Denny has an event today. It may not be your own event you're doing, but you may be part of an event. You may be building an event inside of a company. He has an event today with his dealers. That's powerful. Events can work. But the message of the day today is stop waiting. Stop waiting for somebody else to pick you. Stop waiting for somebody else to take your event. Stop waiting for somebody else to invite you to their podcast. Stop waiting for somebody else to feature you in their blog post. Stop waiting for somebody else to pick you and say, speak on our stage. Maybe it's time for you to do your own. David Barnett's doing his own event at some point. Me and him talked about that. Dr. Will Moreland brings people together in his event series that he did, or I'm not sure if he still does it, but he used to do, still does. So when is it time for us to take our own action? Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, encouraging you. If you got a question for me, got a comment for me, post that in the chat, and we'll take that. You got something you want me to go through, and I will say this episode brought to you by Bitdefender, bitdefender.com. Bitdefender's one message is this: small businesses need to be digitally secure. This is what small businesses need. Cyber criminals are out there right now to attack and hack your business. They want to infect your browser with malware. They want to infect your computer with malware. They want you to click and steal your data. They want you to click and lock your computer system with ransomware so you can't access it. This is what cyber criminals want to do. And Bitdefender saying, you need to have two-factor authentication, have complex passwords, be careful before you click, be judicious of what you're doing online, and also go to bitdefender.com, bitdefender.com/Ramon, and download Bitdefender Small Business Security Solutions. I do that for my own business. I have Bitdefender on my devices, tablet and phone and more. Bitdefender I have with my team so we can be more secure. Do not ignore digital security. You can do all the reels you want, but nothing matters if you're hacked and if you're attacked. My name is Ramon Ray, everybody. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Welcome, Roger. Welcome, Saran. Glad you all are here today. Thanks for being a part of this. Out on the Clubhouse side, feel free to join the room as I experiment doing some production on Clubhouse. And feel free to have your bio filled in as well as we experiment using Clubhouse as well. So if you have a question for me, let me know. Post that in the chat. I'll answer right now. This is about a 30-minute, 20-minute show, and we've gone about 12 minutes. I also encourage you all. Many are saying, Ramon, I want you to be my mentor. Ramon, I want you to be my business coach. Ramon, I see what you're doing. I would love to work with you, Ramon. Can I work with you? Yes, you can. Check out RamonOfficeHours.com or RamonOfficeHours.com. You have a private community of the things we share, the wins and challenges and questions, private community online. Number 2, we meet every single week on Thursdays, pouring into each other, and I teach you principles of business success, especially geared towards entrepreneurship and building a solo business or a business with a small team. You want to learn about podcasting, marketing, sales, branding, personal branding, books, events, all those things, hiring your first freelancer. These are all the things that I've done, building amazing businesses, and I can teach you how to do that at RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, Carl Gray, you know all these things for sure. Small businesses face cyber attacks every single day. Again, welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray. Let's look at some headlines of the day today. As we continue on the show, I usually go to LinkedIn News and see what's going on in the top news of the day today. Meta is launching a program to lure creators. Now, this is very interesting. Why is Meta doing this? Meta's doing this, of course, because the world is all about content. All about content. The program will pay $1,000 to creators with at least 100,000 followers on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, and $3,000 to those with over 1 million, plus a reach boost. Facebook has struggled to find its place in the creator economy, with influencers flocking to TikTok and YouTube. Meta has been leveling up on spending on creators. It paid $3 billion to creators in 2025. So it has a new program offering influencers guaranteed monthly payments. Now, this is a good thing, and I have no problem with it. I think it's good. But here's the thing. Everybody doesn't have to be a creator producing content like I'm producing. And everybody doesn't have to be a creator that produces content and gets money from the platforms. I built 5 businesses. I had an IT consulting company, no social media. Small Business Summit, very little social media, hardly any. We did that with email newsletters called Small Business Summit. Number 2, I built smarthustle.com, just the beginning stages, as it were, of the deep use of social media. Smarthustle.com, sold that to Zen Business, a company where Mark Cuban's on the board. Then I built zoneofgenius.com. So my point being is that today, with the advent of social media, where there's so much content out, you can build a viable business and you can be a content creator, but you don't have to get money from the traditional platforms. You can serve your audience as I do. Thousands and thousands of people follow me. And then I say, hey, if you're liking what I do and you want to work with me, check out Ramon Office Hours. If you're liking what I do, attend Genius Talks events, geniustalksevents.com. If you're liking what I do this or that. This is how you can create content and serve an audience. Carl Gray has his book, Publishing and Creation Business. Alexandra Nicole, EYG Events. So as you're thinking of how to take your business to the next level, Brian and Sarah and Denny on the Clubhouse side, this is how you can do. But it's interesting. Those of you who are creators and have over 1 million followers, have over 100,000 followers, well, Facebook wants to know who you are, and they will pay you, Facebook and Instagram. So that's an interesting point to keep in mind. The question for you today is, do you find content important for your business, important enough that you're not just trying to be a creator? A creator? Yes, we're all creators, and I've been saying this for years. Every business owner should be a publisher, but not to be a publisher, not to be a creator just to get the clicks and likes. No, you can use this to build a viable brand in your business, a viable brand in your or for your business, and as part of building that viable brand, you can also serve clients and serve customers. They see you, they trust you, you build attention, you build trust, and then you convert that to a sale because you have a solution that they need. My name is Ramon. Everybody, this is the Rundown with Ramon Show. Glad you're here today. Alexandra Nicole always asks great questions. Alexandra asked the following. Alexandra, hey, Malika, glad you're here today. Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon Show, Malika. Love having you here in Ramon Office Hours. Love having you here, part of the Genius Talks events program, as Carl Gray is, and Denny and others are as well. Hey, what's up, Trisha? Glad you're here. Trisha says this, and Trisha knows this. She's getting more and more into content. Imagine how Trisha has pivoted from a nurse practitioner, from a addiction practitioner and helping people with that, whatever focus, to being in the content game, content world. Love that, love that, love that. Alexandra Nicole asked this question here. What high impact activities are you focused on this week? She asked the best questions, and Alexandra is the founder of EYG Events, an amazing community. Check her out at EYGEvents.com, an amazing community. Alexandra asked me, but asking all of us, and I think you all should answer this question in the comments, in the chat. What high-impact activities are you focused on this week? And before I answer that, welcome, Nick. Glad you're here today. Nick, glad you're here. If you want to come up and join us, if you have a question for me, you're welcome to ask that in a minute. Glad you're here today. We look through those who have a bio filled out. We kind of don't want really spammers and all those kind of people here, but let's see here who has if you have a bio filled out and Denny wants to bring you up, Denny, you're welcome to look on the Clubhouse side. I know you got stuff you're doing, Denny, so no problem if you wish to do so. Shafi has a question. Let's see. No bio filled out there, Shafi, so I'm not going to bring you up there, but Brian, glad to have you here. Brian Coletto, I know that name. Brian, I'm going to invite you up if you wish to join us, and Saran, I see you here as well. Don't see a bio there, Saran, but glad you're here today. So answering that question, let me break down what Alexandria's question is and why it's so meaningful. Alexandria says, what high impact activities are you focused on this week? There's all kind of activities we can do. That kind of Eisenhower matrix that people talk about so famously, which is good. Is it urgent and important? Is it urgent but not important? Is it important but not urgent? All these things. What are the high impact activities we should do? And I think that's a great question. Not just activities, but high impact, things that will really drive the business forward. Does this mean we shouldn't do things that are not driving the business forward? Of course, it doesn't mean that. We should. There's a lot of things we have to do, but some things we can delegate to others. Some things we can do in another season. Some things we can decide not to do at all. So for me, Alexandria, when I think of the high impact activities I'm doing at a high level, here's the two things Ramon's focused on. Genius Talks events, taking that brand, taking that platform, and taking it to the next level. We're already planning out our 2026 Genius Talks Awards and Conference, building that. How can that work? Planning out Genius Talks events we're doing in New York City that I will lead, and planning Genius Talks events that we're doing across the country. Whoa, Precious Stevens, you made my day, Queen. Thank you, Precious Stevens, for being here. Man, Precious Stevens is the drape queen. She's building a huge multi-million-dollar empire. And Precious, just seeing your journey, seeing how you go, it uplifts me, amplifies me, encourages me. Precious is in a whole nother business than me, whole nother business. But let me tell you, the principles of business success, the challenges we have in business, and how we are all going for the gold, it's the same principle every day. So there's some people in your life, some of y'all look up to me. Let me tell you, there's very few people who are my North Star. In the media space, it's Hala Tala, Lamar Tyler, Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart. Those are 4 or 5 people. Dave Ramsey and others too. But like I look up into my North Star, and then you got others in your life, they're not building the business you're building, but the principle, how they show up and shine, you look at them and just go, wow. And Precious Stevens is one of those people. So y'all look up her, follow her up, what she's doing. And hey, if you need drapes for your event, check out Precious Stevens. So going back to that question, Alexandra Nicole asked, which was so powerful. That's what I'm working on. The high impact activities are working with Chris Cushing, my operations manager, and how we're going to grow Genius Talks fully for 2026 and in 2027. How is this brand going to grow? Second part of that then is remote office hours. Not only how to grow remote office hours, but how to serve our clients better who have invested in us month to month in remote office hours. And remote office hours right now is $99. Genius Talks is $99. Both of those things, the price is increasing. We kept that price at $99. That was a great price to test, a great price to see how do we do this? Will this work? Now it's time to bring both of these probably up to $149, give or take. This is what we're doing. You're watching me build it in real time. This is what we're doing. The question I want to ask for you, what high impact activities are you building? What high impact activities are you growing? What high impact activities are you working on? Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. Got a question for me? Let me know. Happy to answer it before we shut this down. Glad to be here. We go live every day, Monday through Friday, unless I'm traveling or unless I'm not here, unless something else is happening at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. Greg Becker's chiming in here on high impact. I love that. High impact activity focused on this week, loving my wife more than I did last week. Next week, putting together a 100% life event for May. Love that, Greg. Love that, love that, love that. Brian's up here. Brian, what's up, man? Say hi to me. Talk to the people. Let people know who you are, Brian. And if you have a question for me or a brief comment, we'll do that. And you're live being video streamed as well, Brian, to people on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn, Brian. So if you want to unmic, you're welcome. If you can't, no problem. Would love to have you here, Brian, if you want. The mic is yours. Let's see if you got anything to say. I'll take that. Okay. Hey, Brian, talk to me. What's up, man?
Hey, Ramon. Long time no see.
It has been.
Yes. A fellow New Jerseyan here. So hello, good morning, everyone.
Glad you're here. And tell people, Brian, what you are, who you are, what you do, and then let me know if you have a question for me or a tip for everybody either way. But tell people who Brian is, where we can find you, what you do, and then, Brian, I want to hear if you have a question for me or a tip for the people. Glad you're here, Brian. Welcome.
Thank you, Ramon. So I am Brian Coletto, and I am a marketing administrator and production assistant for a nonprofit that provides job placement and vocational training for all kinds of special needs adults 21 and over in the county that I live in. And I am also a board member with the Woodbridge Metro Chamber of Commerce, and I am an autism advocate, content creator, and speaker, making sporadic videos to help bring awareness and acceptance through education and entertainment. I myself am on the autism spectrum, and my tip is not to let anything stand in the way of making a great impact, even if you need resources to help you with getting the things you need in life. So thank you, Ramon, and I appreciate having the opportunity.
Brian, of course, man. I'm so glad you're here and you got a fan. My screen keeps going blank. I don't know why. But Greg Becker says this, Brian. Love Brian, an amazing human being. And Greg Becker's listening on YouTube. Brian, thanks for being here. What I love about this platform, can you believe it? Live streaming, one mic, one camera, going on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Clubhouse. Listen, you can't ask for a better day than this. My name is Ramon, everybody. Glad you all are here today, reminding you of, I wanted to show you all something. I wanted to talk about something. I don't think I got to it last time, but I wanted to show you this video. I was at a store 2 days ago, and I'm not going to touch on this now. I'll touch on this in Ramon Office Hours. Those, again, who want to work with me, want me to coach them, check out RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. Here's the thing. It's free for 1 month, everybody. It's free for 1 month. So if you're hearing the sound of my voice and you want coaching or mentorship from Ramon, it is free for 1 month. There's no cost to you. There's no what do you call it? No risk, minimal risk, no risk. You can just cancel your credit card if you want. For 1 month, it's free. RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. If you want to learn with Ramon, want me to coach you every single week, you want to be in a private community with me, check out RamonOfficeHours.com. Before we end today, I want to show you this short clip. What amazing experience today at Fauchon, Paris. So beautiful. Getting a little gift for one of my clients and a friend. And what a great experience just being in this place. Fauchon, Paris, Fauchon. Just wow. The customer service and the ambience is so amazing. Wow, 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 wow. Everything is first class. So I was in Fauchon, Paris, Fauchon, yesterday, and I wanted to just show you that clip. When I walked in there was somebody at the front of the table greeting me. Everything was so prim and proper, and the food was expensive. It was about $6, maybe something like that. Maybe $12. $12. I think it was 12. Yeah, $12 for two small cakes, for one small cake each. Pricey, but it was well worth it. So I'll unpack that a bit later on in remote office hours. But I think we're going to about wrap up. It's been almost 30 minutes, and I've enjoyed being here. It's a bit challenging to go on Clubhouse and live stream. But again, glad you all are here today. Thanks to Roshi and others for joining. Those who have their bio fully filled out, I definitely will invite you up. Join the room if you haven't joined. And Doris says this. Thank you, Greg. I'm reaching out to business partners from my local visitors bureau to increase connections. Also organizing for an event I'm hosting in May with local youth. I love that. Doris, if local youth are important for you, check out my friend Christina Howard. Note this down, Doris. Note this down. IYMS.world. Note this down, Doris. IYMS.world. It stands for Inspiring Youth on a Mission to Success.world. My friend Christina Howard runs that organization. She's been running it for over 8 years, an in-person event in Myrtle Beach. You may want to check her out, what she's doing. IYMSDoris.world, IYMS.world. Check her out, Doris. And if you want to connect, then definitely let me know. Wait a minute. Alexandria and Precious know each other? Woo! That's fire right there, people. I'm Ramon Ray, everybody. This is a brand new edition of Today's Rundown with Ramon, here every single morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And definitely we got a number of people watching us on the replay on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, X, and possibly as we do this more and more in Clubhouse. Glad you're here today. Be blessed. Have an amazing day and go make a difference in the world. Make the difference in the world that you need to make. Thanks for being here and be blessed.